Hey there, and welcome to this week's live. Wait, let me get our technology all set up here. You just never know what technology is going to spring on you. So, this week, I wanted to talk about what's going on behind the scenes and that we have group counseling open for just really another day and a half. And so, I wanted to let you know more about the program and answer any questions that you might have about that. And you can drop them in the comments below wherever you're watching this. There's also a final masterclass available tonight as well that you can come and ask questions. And the masterclass is going to cover 5 reasons why it's hard to lose weight after 40, which is a very common theme that I hear a lot from my clients and other students as well. So that's what we're covering in the masterclass tonight. So let me get our Instagram folks started here and then we'll have a chat. Okay, now that we have everybody here, so today's live, I wanted to take the opportunity to share with you more about what SAVOR group counseling is and maybe answer any questions that you might have about that. Again, you can drop any questions about the program in the comments below. So, this program was something that I created after working one on one with women for many years, and I started to see some common themes that were going on between my clients. And I would often have this thought of, like, gosh, I wish she knew so and so because they have really similar stories, but they're maybe at different places in terms of their healing their relationship with food in their body, learning how to use the principles of intuitive eating, embracing all of the craziness that midlife throws at us. And they could really benefit from knowing each other and supporting each other. So I created this group counseling experience. It's 6 weeks long. So it's just enough time to kind of get your feet wet into intuitive eating in midlife. And I'm really specific too about intuitive eating in midlife. So that's something that makes this program really different because we're looking at how all of the hormone fluctuations that happen after we turn 40, those really have a direct connection to how you can experience intuitive eating or practice intuitive eating after you've spent years of trying various diet and wellness plans and weight loss attempts and weight gain coming back on. And all of that is going to be very much related to what is going on physiologically in your body in midlife. And so it's really important, I think, for women in this space to feel seen and feel heard, because it's not the same to say, hey, here's the 10 principles of intuitive eating, let's walk through them together. It's not the same to do that when you're in your 20s, 30s, as it is when you're in your 40s and 50s and even 60s. And so one of the main differences that I see in a lot of my clients is we have this concern coming up around my health is changing. There are some symptoms that are coming along with perimenopause, that like heart palpitations, difficulty sleeping, mood changes, increased anxiety, all of this, cholesterol going up, blood sugar going up. And so it can feel really, I don't know, disheartening or just not satisfying, to use an intuitive eating word, to look at some of the current education that's out there about intuitive eating and go, well, wait, what if I am generally concerned about my health? And I shouldn't I be worried about my cholesterol? Shouldn't I be worried about my blood sugar? And shouldn't I be thinking about foods to help me support this stage of life? And I say absolutely. So that's the way I created this group counseling program. And the word SAVOR is actually an acronym that I use to describe the really 5 steps that I work my individual clients through. We might spend more time on one than another. We might ebb and flow through them as we spend our time together. But SAVOR stands for start noticing all of the messages that you get about health, your body, beauty, aging, all of those messages, and become aware of those messages. So the A is awareness as you're becoming aware of these changes in your body. So the weight distribution changes or weight gain, increases in your metabolic health with your blood sugar, your cholesterol, decreases maybe in your mental health with increased anxiety and depression. So, really become aware of this collision between I get all these messages about how I'm supposed to be a healthy woman over 40, and I'm aware that my body feels like it's falling apart. What do I do with these things? Because they seem like they're kind of in conflict with each other, particularly if you're someone's like, I don't want to do the diets, I don't want to do the plans, I don't want to follow all the rules anymore. That's another classic hallmark of being over 40. We are done following rules. We've been following rules for 20 plus years of our adult lives, and we're kind of over it. So then we move on to V. The V strategy of SAVOR strategy is variety. So this is another thing that's often lacking in our lives by the time we hit midlife, in that we're kind of just used to doing the same old thing, same old routine. And that could be our health routines, which for many of the women I work with involve dieting and trying to restrict our food, shrink our bodies, only to end up binging and feeling really shameful about food. So, one of the ways that we work in the group to support that, I don't want to say correct it because that's a little too strong of a word, but to support that roller coaster effect is to make sure that you're getting enough variety in your life, variety of foods, variety of movement opportunities, variety of adventures or hobbies or creativity outlets, variety of relationships. And when we have variety in this very holistic way, then we're less likely to lean on food to do any of that heavy emotional lifting that is also coming along in midlife. So then we dive into the O, which is options. And so we, in the group, we go through for all each and every group member. This is why it's a small group experience. There's only 10 women in a program at one time. And for each member, we go through, hey, what are some options that you can add into your life right now? Be that food, be that exercise, be that reflection, meditation time, yoga, connecting with friends. What are some options you can add into your life right now that will help you feel a little bit more grounded and balanced in spite of all of the midlife crazy that is going on? What support do you need? What support do you need from your care team? What support do you need from mental health? What support do you need from your job place, from your family? So we talk about that all together as a group and help each other brainstorm on what options can be brought into your life to help you get the support that you need and so that you can thrive in midlife. And then the R, personal favorite. I don't think you can do any of this work, any shape or form of intuitive eating without doing reflection. Reflection and releasing. So there's actually two R's there. But reflection is so, so important in our life, period. But when it comes to looking at your relationship with food, your body, exercise, other relationships that are part of your life, it's so important to take that beat, take that pause, and say, hey, what's serving me and what's not serving me? What messaging, back to that, start noticing the messaging. What messaging is serving me around health and wellness and aging and midlife? What's serving me? What's not serving me? I've been following a number of media publications just on their newsletter, email newsletters. And I gotta say, is really disheartening the more emails that I see come into my inbox that are talking about what somebody's how tight somebody's butt is, what their legs look like under the such and such dress that they wore on the red carpet, even though they're a woman, in their late 40s, early 50s, whatever. I'm sorry, we're not, why are we talking about the accomplishments that those women have had in the entertainment industry or whatever industry they're that's not the headline. The headline is about their butt and their legs and their skin. Why are we still focusing on those very superficial aesthetic pieces of women? We're objectifying women still. So the fact that we are still doing that and we push women in midlife to think they should also be doing that in order to get through midlife. Like, I'm just not here for that. Again, like, I'm done following the rules. We have all followed the rules for way too long, and I'm just not here for that. So that's another reason that I created this group, so that we could have this sense of community around um, being able to share with each other what messages that we're seeing in the media, and how does that sit with you? How does that feel with you? How does that affect how you're going to view your butt and your legs? And how is that going to affect how you move forward with your health in midlife too? So there's plenty of evidence out there that talks about how when we go on diets, of course, we end up backflash eating, or I like to call it burnout eating, because midlife burnout is such a real thing. And that leads to binging, it leads to feeling dissatisfied with food in our bodies. But a lot of times from midlife, that's coming from a place of everything else just feels really chaotic. And I don't have any other tools on how to deal with this. Or maybe it's drinking. Maybe it's zoning out in front of Netflix at the end of the day of being exhausted. So, in this group, to kind of give you some nuts and bolts, after I got on my soapbox there for just a second, in this group, like I said, it's 6 weeks. And so each week we go through one of those SAVOR strategies that I just shared with you very quickly. We're going to go through those strategies in a little bit more detail in tonight's masterclass. So there is a link below wherever you're watching this, and that you can still sign up for tonight's masterclass. It's at 5 o'clock Pacific time. And if you sign up, I'll send you the recording as well. So in the 6 week program, so the first week we get together, we welcome each other, get to know each other a little bit too. And then we also each week are going to go through some resources to kind of help you find the support and kind of support with the how would I say it, the mental shift, the thought process shifting that comes along with undieting your life and looking at health and body in this different way. So we'll go through some what those resources are. And then in week 2, we'll jump right into these SAVOR strategies. So in week 2, we'll do some activities and some exercises around um, those messages for midlife, messages for health, messages for beauty and movement, and kind of unpack all of that. And as we get into week 3, so week 3 will be that awareness piece. And this is where we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on physiologically in your body after 40, and how is that physiological response affecting your relationship with food in your body. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a naturopath. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist and certified intuitive eating counselor. And so I have an awareness of both the mental health aspects of this stage of life and the physical health aspects of it. But I'm still always going to invite you to bring in your own members of your care team. And I'll share some resources too with some other folks that are therapists or naturopaths that are come from this work from a non-diet perspective as well, that could be great resources for you. So that will be week 3, talking about the awarenesses of what's going on physiologically in our body and what's that collision like with intuitive eating. And week 4, we'll go into variety. So this is where we're going to start a really, I think, impactful activity called creating your self-nourishment menu. And I'll explain what that is in the group, and we'll build that in week 4 and help you to understand how to add more variety in those various aspects of your life. And then you'll have obviously time to practice with your self-nourishment menu in weeks 4 and 5. And 5, we're going to dive into that self-nourishment menu even a little bit more around the options. What options are you putting on your self-nourishment menu, and how can they help your health in midlife? How can they help you thrive in midlife? And then in week 6, we're going to talk about the reflections and the whole experience, the whole group experience in and of itself. What do you want to take with you? What did you get out of the program? What just didn't really fit with you? And that's cool too. What are you leaving? What are you taking? What are you leaving from the group experience? And like I said, there'll be also resources, reflection prompts throughout the whole 6 week program. And I'm just in the process of putting together some, they're going to be they're goodie bags, but they're going to be mailed. So they're goodie envelopes of the folks that have already registered. And that includes the book Embody by Connie Subcheck, who is one of the co founders of the Body Positive, and some other fun goodies from our friends at Wild Carrot Herbals. So that is also kind of a little fun bonus gift that comes with joining the group. And I also didn't mention, important to do so, that they're along with all of the 6 weeks of weekly sessions, they're each 90-minute sessions as the group. Then you also get a 30-minute session with me at the beginning of the program and at the end, so that I can get a sense of what are you really hoping to get out of this program? How can I help you be the most successful in the program? And then at the end, again, what are you taking with you? How can I help you move forward from the program and feel like you've got the tools and the resources to really put into practice these SAVOR strategies so that you can start to feel a little bit more grounded in midlife as much as that's possible, because it is a wild ride. So again, I would love to see you in tonight's masterclass. You can ask more questions about the program. You can also learn 5 ways that it's difficult to lose weight after 40. And as you can probably imagine, they're not your typical ways coming from an undiet dietitian. So I'd love to see you there. And like I said, you can always sign up for the class and you'll get the replay anyway. And leave comments below wherever you're watching this, and happy to answer any comments or questions you have there too. You can also go to alpinenutrition.org and hit the contact button at the top, and we can be in touch that way. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, savoring food in your body, and I do hope you'll consider joining our SAVOR group counseling program. Registration closes tomorrow night. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.